Well, yes. So at that time we were just cooling off on playing because we were playing a lot.
Hmm.
On the verge of a record deal, this, that, blah, 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 yada, yada. So that didn't pan out. And it's like, shit, what am I going to do? I'm like 24, 25. So,
So basically, you played for 10 years and you almost got there.
right, right. So we used to play with like, so when Papa Roach was coming up, they'd come down from Vacaville and we'd play at the Roxy with them a lot, Alien Ant Farm. Um, so when Papa Roach got signed, they signed Alien Ant Farm, and Alien Ant Farm from Riverside.
Hell no, fuck Salvadorians.
Okay.
Nah, we're Salvadorians.
So who drew these?
All these Picassos? That's me, my friend.
That's right.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna paint one for you. Yes. Is he gonna warm you up at the mic? You hungry?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah? Go for it.
This is excellent.
Ah, I made it.
I was telling him, well, dude, the moss is way better than Mexican
Have you had that?
tamales. No,
You've never had that?
no.
Shut the hell up. Here, let me set it up. You're eating, so we'll just leave it here.
It's all good. Yeah, I'm like a big foodie, dude. So it's almost like a mashed potato.
You've never had that?
Oh, it's good. It's really good.
Really? For the first time I had what do you call those? A mole tamale?
Yeah.
You've had those before?
With the sauce on top, like the mole sauce.
Nah, dude. It's like a banana leaf tamale, but with chicken mole inside of it. The first time I had one from
Oh,
Oaxaca, but like from Mexico, you know,
Mhm.
somewhere I guess. But I had one recently, like a couple days ago, actually. So yeah, there you go. First time having Salvadoran tamales.
Yeah, no, it's delicious.
There you go, man. I gotta learn how to make them. Obviously, my mom makes them. My mom made
Yeah.
those. So glad you like them.
I mean, I see the food you rock online, dude.
Oh, I love to eat.
Me too,
I love to eat. It's like, man, what's the point of living if you don't eat good food?
dude. My wife's the same way. She's 98 pounds.
I thought you were gonna say she's 98. I'm like, wait, what?
She's 98 years old.
She's
bro.
using filters, bro.
Filters all day. Yeah,
Ah, shit. So, how did it go? The broker's open.
it was good.
What was it? A broker's open?
Mhm. Yeah, broker's open, but still like an open house. Like people were still rolling.
But it wasn't a broker's open just for agents. It was actually for clients.
Yeah,
Where was it?
top of Hellman, like $1.3 million, something a couple years ago. That would have been like 800,000.
Top of Hellman. Passing the 210. Cool.
There's a lot. There's a couple lots up that way.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting my hands on one.
Yeah. Talked to an agent today that he has a listing presentation tomorrow. I think it's recreational.
Mhm.
It's in San Bernardino. 25 million. You know, they picked it up for 7
When?
a couple years ago, obviously.
It's so good.
Yeah. So it's again, it's like it's where you purchase and it's time. You know, Brett was talking today at We Rep, and it's always the
Oh, that's
challenge.
I got to go to one of those.
Yeah, you do.
I know.
You sponsor enough of
I
them.
should go.
And so one of the things that he was saying is, you know, a lot of people try to time the market like they time stocks, and that's never a good thing, right? Like to be like you're trying to time things.
You don't day trade homes.
Exactly. And that's kind of the point he's making. It's like, look, you just purchase when you can afford, you purchase when you can, get at whatever price you can. And it's 90% of the time, let's call it, home prices are going up. Yes, there's cycles in the market, but you purchase when you can afford. and you're not trying to time it. Um, it's kind of like when I talk to people and they tell me like, well, is it a right time to buy it? It's like, are you an investor? Because
Right.
that's the only reason, like as an investor,
Well, don't ask me. Ask yourself, because
right?
if it's the right time to buy, if it's fits in your wheelhouse,
Yeah,
and you're paying $3,500 in rent, you're going to pay $4,000 for a home. You might as well.
right.
Tax benefits and all that bullshit.
I know, dude. Um, I had somebody yesterday, and again, it's usually anytime you're hitting six figures, it's like you need to buy a home.
Hmm.
You have to buy a home. Like below six figures, like I understand why some people may be averse to it, but if you're hitting six figures, you have to buy a home. Like you're getting taxed to 28, 33%. So you're really only taking home 70%. Would you just like giving that money to Uncle Sam?
I'm not down with it.
Yeah. So part of my consultation today with a different buyer, um, was showing them standard deductions, and they're like, "Oh my god, I didn't know what that was." And I just showed them their taxes. Look, it's right here. Here's your standard deduction. Um, and one of the things that I can give myself a pat on the back, it's like, the ending of the conversation is, man, we've talked to three different lenders, and we've gotten so much information in this consultation that we've ever gotten from anybody else.
I love it.
And that's like,
I love
in
it.
my mind, I'm thinking, what the fuck are other lenders
Dude,
doing?
that's my normal.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
that's what you're
yeah.
supposed to do.
Huh.
I just don't get how these other guys or gals.
Other people. Well, to me, it's most people get into the business because they think, oh, real estate, it's easy. I'll just walk in, talk to some people, get them to get a loan or buy a home. And that's it.
Yeah.
Then I make a ton of money. I'm living on top of Haven now, but it's not.
It's not a 2005.
Should be.
I wish it was. Should I be buying houses left and right?
God, dude, they're so cheap. Dude. They're so
How
cheap.
old were you when you got into business?
I was 25.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 43 now.
You don't look a day over 26.
I love it. That's what my wife thought too. She's like, oh, he's kind of young. And then, oh shit, he's 31. I think I met her when I was 31.
Uh-huh.
She's like, oh.
She's like, oh man, this guy's got ailments and shit.
She's all, oh man, he's Benjamin Button. Yeah.
It's funny when I've had some friends, female friends, tell me like, oh man, this guy's old. I'm like, well, what's wrong with being old? They're like, no, like, I got you, man.
Oh, thank you.
They're like, no, old to the point where like this guy needs to go to the doctor all the time.
Oh,
Like
old.
like old. I'm like, oh,
Old balls, old
old everything.
knees, yeah.
They fall in the toilet when they go to the restroom.
His 5-year plan is don't die. All right.
So
Cool. That was excellent, by the way.
yeah,
Still.
I'll tell my mom.
Dude, please actually hook us up. Like if you can.
You've never?
No.
Has your wife ever had me?
I don't think so.
So my mom. One of the things that I'm gonna do with my mom is we want to record like different cooking, right? Like different meals. So my mom loves to cook, and people love her food, which so thank you for that. But it's learning all those recipes and learning all those little things that she cooked for us, like growing up. And so she's always told me, like, I want to write my cookbook. And so I'm like, Mom, okay, but you can't write a cookbook with, like, you have to be specific. Like, you can't just tell people, well, put some of this and put some of that and put some. It's like you have to tell them
Turn my phone
specifically.
off.
Yeah. Like, how much? And so we,
You have to dumb it down.
yeah. And so we plan on recording with her, and making some meals, build a cool little pastime. And then with my pops, we've planned on getting him to tell us stories. Mike is a big storyteller.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you want someone to tell you a story that's going to last your whole podcast? It's my boy Bobby.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Bobby, tell me about Bobby.
yeah, dude, he works with me. You met him before.
Have I?
Yeah, Bobby, the guy that works with me.
Okay.
Yeah, you met him. Singer in the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think last time you met him, he had a beard down to here, but he since cut it.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Um,
there you go.
yeah. No, you know him. Your brother Diego's talked to him
Okay.
before a bunch of times. By the time he's done with your story, you're like, I know the barometric pressure. Like, I can feel like I was there.
Yeah.
Dude, he will, like, sometimes I'm like, fuck, bro, it's been like 5 or 10 minutes. But it immerses you.
Yeah.
He's a good storyteller.
It's my grandfather would tell me a lot of stories. My dad tells a lot of stories, and they just get so detailed. You
Mhm.
know, they a good storyteller can put you in the place and time
Yeah.
and feeling and like even like smells, like
Yeah.
descriptions of shit like that. So Bobby needs to tell us some stories. And what's up, Bobby?
Tell some stories, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, what's a story Bobby's told you before?
I've been like best friends with him for 25 years now.
Yeah.
There's way too many.
Yeah.
Seriously, like
How'd you guys meet?
We met, so we're both musicians, and I found this out later too. Bobby was actually going to go to the military before, like, that week. He's like, him and the bass player, like at the time that ended up being our bass player named Jason, him and Bobby put out like ads in Guitar Center before social media. So this was 96, 97. You get it, like the flyers and little tags that you pull off.
Yeah, that's why you said you like house parties in the 90s, because
Yeah.
you could appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. So me and my cousin, who's our guitar, or was our guitar player, we all still hang out to this day. And I'm a drummer. He's a guitar player. I'm like 15. And he's, we're like, dude, we got to get other players. Like, okay, well, what are our influences? All right, Rage Against the Machine, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Metallica, Pantera, Sepultura, all those bands, right? So we put it like...
This is like 93?
This is 96.
Okay.
96, 97. So 96, 97. So anyways, we leave our little pull your tag if you're interested, and we're like, oh dude, 2 guys looking for a drummer and a guitar player. Okay. Oh, same influence. Let's call them.
So you guys would put the influence of the band and then looking for a guitar player.
Yeah,
and
rip off our number for a good time. Rip off the number. So, and we ended up just jamming. I mean, you want to hear Bobby tell the story. It's a great story. That was our first argument. Didn't even meet each other yet.
On the phone?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I was like, hey, so you guys looking for,
what you want, fool?
For a drummer? He's like, well, how old are you? And it's, I'm like, well, I'm like, I'm about to be 16 or whatever it was, or just turned 16. He's like, look, man, the ad specifically said,
oh, really?
Yeah, like 18 and up. I'm like, but I know how to play. Like,
yeah,
dude, Bobby will tell a story so much better. It's
That's
so good.
Funny, man.
He told it at my wedding. It's such a good story.
Where was this? What guitar center would you guys put it at?
In Covina. So Azusa. And
is that where you went to high school?
No, I went to Western Christian.
Where's that at?
Covina, off of Puente and Grand.
Okay.
So Royal Oak?
No.
Well, there's a public school called Royal Oak that was attached to it. Western, dude, our whole, freshman through senior class was like 400 people, 450.
Oh, wow.
Because
it's
a private school.
Yeah. You were sheltered?
Yeah, very sheltered.
Very sheltered, man.
No, I mean,
but you grew up in Covina, so
I grew up in West Covina, so that's where I lived my whole life. My dad still lives there.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's a drummer, so...
Your dad's a drummer?
Oh, yeah. He still plays. Like, he's playing it... You ever heard of Old Stump?
Yeah.
The brewery in Pomona?
Yeah.
He'll be there Sunday.
Really?
With his blues rock band.
Blues rock? Dude, I love blues.
Come down.
On what?
Sunday.
What time on Sunday?
I think 6:30.
I'm supposed to go to... Well, I got invited. I'm not saying I'd love to go, but Ocean, my buddy Ocean, he's a comedian, and Sunday's his birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
And so he sent me an invite for a comedy show in Hollywood, And so tomorrow, so the thing is, tomorrow I had appointments here at the office, and then I have a podcast with my tattoo artist. So that's all the way in North Hollywood to then drive home.
Are you just gonna stay out there?
No, that wasn't the plan, right? That wasn't the plan. So I was gonna come back home.
Mm-hmm.
But then I get the message, hey, we're having a comedy show. It's for my birthday, and like come down. It's back in Hollywood. I'm just like, fuck. I want to go see Ocean. And part of what I told him, I said, man, I'm just so proud of you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so proud of you because all the things he's accomplishing, I've known him for years. And our meeting was pretty I don't know if you would call it serendipitous, but I went to a show. I went to a comedy show. He's at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I confused him for someone else, but I talk to fucking people and strangers all the time.
Too. I try to sell them loans.
Yeah, exactly. You know, what was it? You need a ninja loan at the time?
Yeah, dude. Signature.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you need.
So, and then we became friends. I started going to his shows, and you know, we obviously follow each other on social media, and like he's doing fucking fantastic things that anytime I see people succeed, I want to support them. I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude. Like I want to be their cheerleader, because sometimes a lot of your friends are not your cheerleaders. It's fucking complete strangers.
They're haters sometimes.
Yeah. You know, they're haters. And so if I go to your pop show, it would be like I'm stopping by and then on my way back to Hollywood. But it's at Old Stump?
Yeah.
Is it off the 210? Because that would make it so much easier.
So it's like Bonita.
Uh-huh.
And
excuse me.
I think it's between Gary and the next street.
But is that how you started playing the drums? Because of your dad? Or you just wanted all the chicks?
Hey, real quick, dude. What time's your show? Sunday.
That's your pops.
5 to 8.
5 to 8. So you guys are playing the 3 hours?
3 hours. 5 to 8.
Okay. So 3 sets?
No, probably just 2 sets.
2 big ones. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Dad.
That's so cool.
All right, that's it.
That's it, man.
What's the name of his band?
Hey, Dad, what's the name of this band?
It's Quick Business.
Quick Business? Okay. Got it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right. Thanks, dude.
All right,
Later.
Yeah, that's so dope, man.
So,
Where'd your dad grow up at?
Baldwin Park.
Baldwin Park.
So in the house he's at now.
Oh, wow.
So he's been there since the 50s.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So he taught you how to play drums?
He worked a lot. That's why I have a real workaholic mentality.
Yeah.
Like I really, like if I'm like, yeah, I'll answer it. Like I'll keep working.
Yeah.
But so he taught me like 1 or 2 beats. Like if you can nail these down, then you're good. So I just branched off that. And like, you know, there's a lot of kids like on YouTube that are really good. They blow me out of the water. And I'm a pretty prideful person, or I used to be really prideful, like especially with music. And I was like, no, you know, I got to be better than everybody. Like I got to practice harder. But dude, if YouTube was available back then, you can see how things were done and branch off it.
Right.
But before, we would just learn by ear, and that's how guitar players learn and things of that nature. So these kids nowadays will twice just beat my ass at drums, dude, and they're like 10.
Yeah, dude. I've seen those kids where, by the way, if it's really cold in here, let me know, because it'll get cold in here.
Yeah.
All right.
No, you're good.
So like I've seen these like little kids, dude, rocking out to like Pantera, Metallica, and I'm like, motherfucker, dude, because I've always been so envious, I think in a positive way, of people who are artistic, right? And artistic, it's like art, painting, drawing, drums, guitar.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, my fingers are too fat and little,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
Or people that play the drums, and I'm like, yo, dude, how do you do this shit? Like,
dude, I think that's why I was made for this business, because I can literally work on a pre-approval on a conference call and have my 4 other screens, like I'm just doing things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but So I'm super ADD. Yeah, I would consider that's probably ADD.
I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like I can't just be doing one thing. I gotta, do a lot of things. But how do you get this foot to go at one beat?
Oh
This
yeah,
one
dude.
foot to go at a different one. I mean, everything is going
Yeah.
at fucking different beats. Like how? I can't. It's just nuts. That's just crazy.
So I'm gonna actually start because I think especially with like social media, you have to bring other audiences in, right? Now,
Mhm.
I mean, we're not even talking about mortgages right now, which is rad.
We're not even lenders. I have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh,
So
I don't know who Adam Tice is.
who am I?
I don't know, but that shirt's pretty cool. I need to get an Adam Tice shirt.
Thank you.
Team Tice.
Team Tice. Yeah.
There you go.
It's so when I first, I'm totally deviating, but when I first met you was at that thing in Coronado, that event for Intero.
Holy shit!
It was me and Bobby,
Okay.
and that's the first time I had anything like that was big that like had my name on it or anything. Because I mean,
You had a big
it
ass.
said my name, huge,
Bro, you had a big ass display.
and I was like, oh, this is. I feel uncomfortable with my name being this big.
Yeah.
And people shouldn't, but I'm like, dude, I think it's dude, it's too egotistical. Like, dude, that's like so big. So Team Tice it makes me feel better if it's big. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not just me. Like,
Right.
I have a pretty damn good team behind me. But
But that's a good thing, though. I think that shows humility. I think that shows that obviously you want to get your brand out there.
Right.
I think it's important. But it's not about you. It's about the team.
Yeah.
It's one thing that Mike always, says. It's not like Mike Barrios. It's not George Merlos. Like it's not. It's the team itself because, you and I know a lot of heavy hitters and either on the real estate side or on the lending side, and it's always like one person's name, and
Right.
then both you and I know that individual does not produce
right,
those numbers, and I'm just like I
like Scotsman guide stuff, and you're like
do like wait
300, transactions for
For
a month
one
of
LO.
whatever. Yeah. I'm like, what's your team do though?
right, and then you look up and they have they have 20 loan officer
Yeah.
assistants. And I'm just like, so basically your LOs just put all the loans under your name.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of real estate agents do as well. I don't know.
But again, it's like I understand if you're again, it's like Team Tice, like, hey, I'm running the team.
Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
get that. But when it's just like a one name thing, it's like, I mean, whatever, to each their own, right? But
And I'm okay with it, with other people, but not myself.
Right, right.
Like
that's what
I
I mean.
almost don't want to hang it up anymore. Like someone's like, dude, bring your, Aaron, we did a co-marketing thing, like concerts in the park over here.
Uh-huh.
And like Aaron was like, dude, bring your big tent. And I'm like, cool, but my name's really big on it. Like the easy up. He's like, I don't care, man. I'm like, okay. And I don't know. I just felt weird my name being that big, but if it was like Team Tice or whatever, then I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
It's like a personal hang up, but I think it's a good personal hang up.
yeah. I mean, they're like, no way, because people can see it from way far away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, it's just weird.
That's funny, dude. You look so young back then. Now that you made me remember
Mm-hmm.
of that day, you look so young and tiny behind your big ass name.
It was 8 feet, bro. It's like,
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm
Like
not-
you look so tiny, like with this whole big ass thing behind you. I'm like, this guy's cool, man. He's nice.
yeah,
And you
'cause-
were nice.
yeah, dude.
You've
Likewise,
always been nice, man.
likewise.
So thank you for that.
Likewise, man. Bobby's always because Bobby was there too. So you've seen Bobby at different stages of beardness.
Oh, dude, check this out. So there was this. So you and Bobby. Let me make sure this shit's recording.
Mhm.
It's gonna cut out in a sec. So I saw this thing that you would appreciate because you got a beard.
Okay, I like it. I like it so far.
I know. So it's I don't know how fucking real this is. I saw it on social media, but
100% real.
exactly, just like those 1% loans.
Yeah, you could totally get it if you want to buy a $300,000 home.
Exactly. So they said that a beard means that your ancestors, if you can grow a beard,
Mhm.
is that your ancestors were warriors. that they've done studies.
Really?
Yes, they've done studies of, clean shaven
Mhm.
and you get punched. It's very likely to break your jaw. Very likely, if it's a hard hit in the right spot, very likely to break
Mhm.
your jaw. Then you have stubble,
Mhm.
right? Like
Mhm.
kind of maybe like how you have now.
Mhm.
Less likely. And if you have a full-on beard,
Can grow or just basically you can grow one,
yeah,
right?
you can grow. So then now, but if you have a full-on beard, so they did the studies of people with full-on beards, and it provides a cushion of not being able to get hit. And so then they go into the aspect of warriors and fighting and intimidation,
Mhm.
right? Intimidating the other
Mhm.
group.
Mhm.
And so, like at the end of the video, they're like basically saying it's like, so if you can grow a beard, it's highly likely that your ancestors were warriors and the ones that passed on the gene. And so my response was, or it could just mean that my mom was hairy.
Yeah,
You know,
right. They're
because
like,
I can't fucking grow a beard.
they're like, what do you mean, man? Well, okay. So most Indian people,
Uh-huh.
not so feather Indian,
Feather.
yeah, Native American,
Okay. Indian.
Indian, yeah, actual
Native
Indian,
American.
right?
Uh-huh.
Um, they don't have beards,
But they're warriors.
but they're warriors.
All right, it's not fucking real. It's not fucking real.
You can cut that part out though.
The feather?
What I just said, yeah, all of it.
Oh, no.
So it is real, and you could just get me going.
It is real.
It is real.
No, but you know what? So someone commented, and well, you can decide later if you want to keep this in there or not. But
It doesn't matter.
someone said, "What about Asians?
Yeah,
Right? What about all the Asian warriors?
hmm
And
Asians, their beards are tough to be grown.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why you know what? In Spanish, when someone's as hairless as I am, well, in Salvadorian, right? Not in Mexican. You call them estoy bien chino.
hmm
Like chino is like Asian, right? Because they're not hairy,
Yeah.
right? So, but then in Mexican, chino means curly.
Does it?
Yes. So you got chino. For me, the way that you say curly is colocho.
Dude,
So it's like so fucking weird that it's like we all speak the same language, let's say in Spanish, but each one means something fucking different.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
So your buddy with the beard, I met him that time, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So you met Bobby there. Didn't have a beard too much.
Nothing.
Not a lot. And we're hanging out with Garrett. You know Garrett Gebhardt.
Garrett Gebhardt.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's he up to, man? Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he's still doing it pretty much. He was boxing for a while, so he's just just like everyone, just trying to reinvent themselves and get back into the just we've all been riding electric bikes for the past 3-4 years. Now we're pedaling. Some of us are walking the bike. We just have to do a little more work.
And it fucking hurts.
Yeah, it does hurt because we're older.
Yeah, bro. Fuck all that.
I know.
That's what my doctor told me. He's about my damn foot. He's like, could be that you had an injury when you were young, or it could be just getting older.
I don't like the second one. No, we're gonna go with young.
I'm like, fuck, man. And Michael, actually, you know Michael, right? Michael Orpeza? Not Mike Barrios. Michael Orpeza. I got injections in my foot, cortisol injections, right?
Mhm.
Or how would you say cortisone or cortisol? I don't fucking know.
I thought it was cortisone,
Cortisone.
but don't quote me. I'm only a
Alright.
doctor part of the time.
Cortisone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, cortisone.
cortisone or cortisol.
Who cares?
Cortisol. Cortisol.
Painkiller shit. But it's temporary though.
Well, that's the thing. He said, look, it could fix you permanently. I don't know. Or it could be a week. It could be a couple months.
And this is a licensed doctor.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's
So
what's
he's the only doctor that told me what was wrong. He's like, your bone's basically split, dude. He's like, it's not a broken bone. He's like, but your bone needs to be like this.
Mhm.
He's like, you have a gap. He goes, you know those people that have gaps in the middle of the teeth? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you got one of those in your foot.
So put some bone in there, bro.
So he said he needs to drill in the side of my foot,
Pin
put
it.
a screw in, pin it, and then close that gap. He's like, but in the meantime, if you want, I can give you cortisol to relieve the pain, relieve. Fuck.
Relieve.
Relieve
Yes.
the pain And he said, we don't know how long it'll last, but we'll inject you and come back in 2 weeks, and then we'll figure out, like, did the pain go away? Do you need to come back for more injections? But yeah, when he told me about it, he doesn't know what caused it. I was talking to Michael, and Michael said Michael's gotten some injections in his back,
Mm-hmm.
and the doctor asked him the same question, like, when did you get hurt? What happened?
Cortisone, right?
Yeah, that thing.
Cordo.
Cordo. See, the C
Cordo
word.
injections.
They injected him with the C word on the back.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, exactly. And so he said the only time he got injured was in high school when he was 16. So he's like, when I was 16, some dude cracked me in the back with, a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's the only time. I mean, obviously Michael's, a little bit older than I am. And the only thing I could think about my foot was when I was 13 getting injured. But now that you're older, you're starting to feel all this shit. Like now it's like, I don't know what the hell happens, but it scared me, dude. I couldn't walk.
I think how old are you?
39.
39. So when I turned, I want to say like 38 or 39, just day one, like, that's weird.
Have you ever made grunts
Yeah.
without trying?
Yeah.
You're just like, it's like, wait, what the fuck? What
Yeah.
just came out?
No, dude,
What
All
just
the
came
time.
out?
from drumming, my knees will pop like, boom, just pop
Excuse
like
me.
crazy. You're good. Bless you. Or is that like,
It's a cough, dude.
that was a
It's
cough?
gotten so much better.
Can't wait to get COVID from you.
You haven't gotten it?
I got it once.
Oh, okay. I got it twice.
Did you get vaccinated?
No.
Me neither.
No, I mean, it's like, for what? It's the fucking flu. Like that. I don't get a flu shot. Like it's like, go for it.
I'm the same.
Like, why am I
Same.
going to get a flu shot, which I know every time I've gotten one, I get sick? For what?
Because they put that little bit
Yeah, of course, they inject you with it.
bit of flu in there.
So then I cross my fingers and hope I don't fucking get it. So same thing with COVID. Like, I'm like, I'm not going to inject myself with some shit that I know I'm going to get sick.
There's no way I'm taking any type of drug that they just made up.
Nah.
That's not going down.
But you're vaccinated up, like,
Nope.
no. What I
Oh,
mean,
from birth or whatever. Yeah.
You're like, nope.
Nope. Yeah. Yeah. People are having heart problems. They're not. Wasn't it the football player that just collapsed?
I heard about that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, possibly because the COVID vaccine and everything. And
So two things about that. I agree with you 100% on the fact that I'm just like, dude, I'm not going to get something that I know it's going to be around all the time. Like, I started seeing the ads now of like, hey, get the vaccine because, winter's coming.
well, now it's not even mandated.
No,
anymore.
but just like a suggestion, right?
Yeah.
Like, get the vaccine because winter's coming.
Right.
But the other piece was like, sometimes people believe, and that's not who I am, but that it was ill-intentioned, right? Ill-intentioned that they put this vaccine together that could potentially harm people on purpose. And I'm like, dude, like, oh, come on. Like, now you're
there's only so far you can go with bullshit. And
that's where I'm like, no, dude, I think they had a genuine assumption that they rushed it through and they tried, but it didn't fucking work. Like, fuck, dude, they just did it in a couple months.
yeah, but anything's believable at this point.
I know, but you're just nuts. They assume the worst of people.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to talk politics.
Oh, you're not?
Definitely
Why not?
not.
Come on, dude.
Can't do it. People, dude, I've seen people straight up cancel other people for their political views.
All right.
And,
So
and that's one thing I won't do
publicly. It's funny because I it's so funny, dude. I could talk about something, but
Just come to our office for like 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
And just listen, and you'll be like, oh, I know what their political views are.
oh no, dude. The thing is, religion, obviously, politics. People, it becomes a part of them.
Mhm.
Like it's like, fuck, this is who I am. It
Right.
becomes part of their identity.
Mhm.
And neither religion or politics are part of my identity. So someone could be, Republican or Democrat or, again, Muslim and Christian.
Yeah. It wouldn't matter to me.
And it's the same to me.
I don't
Like,
care who you are.
yeah, I'll treat you nice. I'll treat you kind. And, I don't care that you believe in what you believe in. But if you provide a point of view that's opposed to any of those, it like offends them,
Right.
and I'm like, I'm not, so I know not to do that to them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I posted, it was Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and it was like a what is it, sync over, or like someone else actually talking,
Voiceover.
voiceover.
Yeah.
So it was a voiceover, and they were saying dad jokes. So like Donald Trump says something, and then Joe Biden's like, "Ha, I thought you say that," and they're
Oh
just,
wait, was it? I want to say I saw something like that,
dude,
like
it's
floating around.
Yeah.
and it was really good.
yeah, it's really good. It's obviously it's AI,
Yeah,
and they're
Yeah.
talking, they're saying dad jokes back to each other.
Who cooks in a lesbian relationship?
Oh God, this shit again. Who?
No one. They both eat out.
I regret asking. 2 men broke into a pharmacy and stole all the Viagra. The police said to be on the lookout for hardened criminals.
Ah, they must have had a hard time escaping.
Bet.
Why did the Mexican throw his wife off the bridge?
Why?
Tequila!
That's racist, but kind of funny, so I'll let it pass.
Gracias.
Why does Batman only cover half of his face?
Oh God, not the Batman jokes again.
It's for the police, so they'll know he's white.
Okay, calm down, Joker.
And I posted it, and I started to get messages like about, why are you posting political shit? And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Did you not watch it? It's a joke. But again, it just tells me that people are still so ingrained in their beliefs, especially politics or religion. And even if it's a joke, they don't see the joke.
I've gotten. Yeah, I mean,
Careful.
yeah. I've had family like and last time I posted something semi-questionable was a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and I posted that. I was reposting from 10 years prior.
Like to say, like, this is what I had
Oh
posted
shit!
there.
Look, yeah, this
Yeah.
this was funny back then, and it was a picture of a seal with Seal's face on it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a seal
Yeah.
with Seal's face on it. like,
I've seen that.
like hilarious. And I was like, oh, dude, that was funny. Here, I'll repost. I hope you don't plan on running for president, bro. Like, and I'm like, oh my, I got to remove this.
Yeah. Screw that.
I got to remove. So I get, one of my family members is like, hey man, that's really inappropriate. I'm like, bro, it's a picture of a seal with Seal's face on it. Okay. If my name was Polar Bear and that's my name, and you
Right.
put a picture of my white ass, because I don't have a lot of color, you put a picture of
You
me
have
on
some color right now.
on a fucking polar bear, like that's, and my name's Polar Bear. Okay, that's funny as hell.
It is.
So it's things are so not allowed, and it's, man, I miss like the Eddie Murphy comedy. I mean, luckily we got someone close to that, like in Chappelle or Key and Peele. They're pretty damn funny. I
They're
mean,
hilarious, bro.
Key and Peele, like Dave just paved the way for them, and they're hilarious, dude.
I said, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, but you said that though, right?
I said, bitch. And then he's like flying in space. I said,
He's out of here. Hey, man. So I told my chick, I was like,
it's I don't know, man. No, I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. That's what I've gotten. We were talking earlier about the situation as
Yeah.
far as agents and how
right.
certain conversations. Now it's like, it's not like the gloves are off in a way of aggression towards them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need to hunker down, right?
Right.
Like I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying.
You know what you're capable of.
100%. And so, like, in regards to, like, let's say like the social media stuff, it's like, I don't need to cater to everybody. Like,
Right.
it's just, how does it make sense, right? Like, and this is like my stupid, weird, maybe the way that my mind works. I love history. I
like history as well.
I love it.
Like when we go on vacations, me and my wife will literally tour historic shit and go to museums and shit, and never ever thought I'd be that guy, but it's like,
It's nerdy as fuck,
dude,
but
it's
it's so
great.
interesting.
Dude, we went to Italy for I think it was our honeymoon. We try to go one big place every year.
Uh-huh.
And, we kind of figured too, like, oh, well, America is a pretty big country. Like we should stick inbounds too.
Right.
Anyway, so Italy was from sun up to sundown. We were just no time to sleep. Let's go see as much as we can. You know, while our legs can carry us. And my grandma, you know, was like, "Hey, you guys are doing it right. Like, you know, you're not in a rush to have kids. Like, take yourselves everywhere while your legs can carry you. Don't wait till you're retired to try to go hike up a mountain or to go, you know, get on trains and go to, you know, Rome and Florence and sightsee, and don't wait. Like, do it while your legs can carry you."
Right.
And like, so I'm totally jumping topics. I will do that.
No. Dude, I
So it's
fucking
like-
do it all the time.
yeah.
ADD. Let's go.
All day. So it's like Russia.
You been to Russia?
No,
Oh, okay.
but this is where I'm going with this. I did a report of the Soviet Union and Russia, you know, I used to go to Sunrise Christian,
Uh-huh.
and they're heavy in their reports and stuff. So I did a report, you know, hammer and sickle and all that stuff and everything, you know, getting
Communism?
away, yeah, and like getting away from it, right? And the Kremlin, I did a lot on the Kremlin. I don't remember half of it,
Why'd you do it on that?
just because it was part of Russia.
No. But did you have a choice to pick that, or why'd you pick that?
No. I think that was
The assignment?
the criteria is do this, do that, and you know, make sure that you include, you know, Moscow, X, Y, Z.
Okay.
So, and I'm like, "Dad, Kremlin's beautiful. Russia's crazy, but Kremlin's beautiful.
Right.
I want to go there." Now, we probably can't even go there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's so bad for us to go there. But
It's dangerous.
right, so it's like, so
They're a different kind of white.
yeah, that's what's up. I'm half Mexican too, so, and like you want to seize what you can, dude. Like while you're still young enough to do these damn things, because no one would have ever, you know, been like, "Oh, Mexico, it'll be there." Right.
Right.
Well, what if it's not? I love going to Mexico. Like, what if it's not? Like, so go when you can.
Yeah.
You know, myself and Aaron's wife, we were talking about an hour ago about how like, yeah, just, you know, like I don't mind spending money on things. Like, obviously you're not going to, you know, just blow your money. I mean, we make decent livings. Like, you don't blow it on shit. Like, you should pre-plan and blah, blah, but feel comfortable in spending on something that's going to create memories versus just buying stuff.
You can't take any of it, man.
Right.
Other than your memories.
Right. So,
I mean, you can't even take your memories. You're fucking dead. But
yeah,
but it's
right,
just, it's,
right. But still, though, it's
yeah.
like experience is, you know, if I can give someone for their birthday a gift of experience versus like, here's a toy or here's a, you know, whatever it is,
right.
right? Like that's what I would do. But you know, our mindset started changing, you know, when you know we were a little older and we're like, oh, like dude, this history shit's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So from Venice to Florence to Rome, and we hit every museum we can, you know, just experience everything you can. And
It's fucking beautiful, man.
oh, it was great. Have you been there?
Hell no.
Dude, it's not as expensive as people think.
No, so this is the thing. It's like when I watch, I seriously stay up at night and just watch documentaries like about
There's
history.
nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean, you know, some people there's a lot
They're like, well, I go party like
you fucking nerd. And so looking up like Da Vinci, right, and like different things about Da Vinci or
well, so you're an artist though. Like that makes sense to you. That's like if a music documentary
I still watch that shit,
came
bro.
on.
I'll
Right.
watch music.
Yeah,
I'll watch
'Cause it's art.
architecture.
it's artistic.
Like architecture or cities or like the Roman roads, and that's kind of like the whole thing about like civilization and this whole aspect of like I don't need to be everybody's cup of tea because hundreds of years ago, I mean, and it doesn't need to even go that far back, but let's call it, you know, yeah, it needs to be maybe like 200, 300 years ago. There was towns, right?
Mhm.
And or actually, you know what? Yeah, it could be about less than 100 years ago. It was just the people in your town, right? That you needed to connect with, right? The people that you engaged with. Let's call it, you know, the 1950s or whatever, wherever you were at,
Mhm.
or even the 80s. Again, you know, wherever you were at, that's what mattered. The people that were in front of you, that's what mattered.
Right.
That's all that mattered.
I almost hate social media.
Hmm.
Like I love it, but I hate it. Like it's super cool, knowing right away, but it's almost like, damn, I almost wish I didn't see that this person was having a good time doing this or that, because maybe I should have been invited to that. How do I feel about that? And it's like, dude, what? Like
You
no
didn't
one,
need to know.
no one did that before.
No one knew that shit.
Yeah.
So I know it sounds insensitive. I know it does. Because when shit happens on the other side of the country,
Mhm.
like, oh, there's a tornado here, or some shit happened in Florida, right? Like crazy shit everywhere. It's all blasted on the news and it starts coming up on social media, and pray for this and pray for that. And I'm just like I walk outside my house and it's fucking sunny. I get in my car and I come to work and I'm fucking happy. I got clients that are calling me, have agents that I work with. I have
Right.
all these things in my life,
Mm-hmm.
in my loved ones' lives
Mhm.
that are peachy.
Mhm.
Peachy to the degree of like as peachy as it can be. Because
Right, of
obviously there's
course.
shit that can
Yeah.
go south.
Yeah.
But I don't give a fuck what happened in Florida. And I don't need to know about it. Because you know what? Again, 100 years ago, that news wouldn't have come to me by way of it until I saw it on the newspaper, and it wouldn't be on my fucking feed all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
So I hide every single news notification. Like if I get something comes up on my feed,
I didn't know you can do that.
yeah, dude,
I'm gonna have to
I
work on
am
that.
very, very particular about who I follow.
Well, you're very good at social media in general,
Thank you, sir.
first of all. So, yeah, any trips and ticks.
I am
Trips and ticks, any ticks and
I'm
tricks
a
and
tick on. Yeah, exactly. So I am very particular about what I let in.
Mhm.
And that's on my social media, that's on my emails, that's on my web pages,
Right.
that's on my radio. Because so first of all, I don't watch the news at all on TV. I don't listen to the radio. Period. I don't listen to talk radio at all. So from the moment I wake up, it's music. Like
That's good.
I wake up, like for example, today was 5:40 in the morning. I'm like, fuck.
Jesus.
I'm like, yeah, it's like automatic. Like,
Really?
yeah.
What
And
time,
then
what time do you normally wake up?
Between 5 and 6 normally. It's
Damn.
like automatic.
What time do you go to bed?
About 1 to 2 during the week. So usually I'm running on fumes. Like
Mhm.
right now I'm like running on fumes.
Yeah. Did you
That's
drink
why I
your-
needed the Red Bull.
Yeah, good man.
And then on the weekend I'll get
Sorry
to take
for
a nap.
pushing it back.
You're such a dick.
It's my
Nah.
bad.
So wake up and immediately just Pandora, turn on one of my stations. I'm in my choni, so I can't put it in my back pocket, so leave it on the bed.
Mm.
Restroom, walk downstairs, coffee, go outside. I'm in my backyard at
Yeah.
6 in the morning. And so I look up, like the moon was up, like the stars, and I could just, every single morning, it's just music and quiet time.
That's good.
I've learned to not saturate myself with the news of the world
Mm-hmm.
because my world is the world that's in front of me,
Mhm.
not the world, anything fucking else that's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So, so that's like going back to like the thing, the historical part of it, because I don't think we were built for that. As like cognitive abilities for me to know everything that's fucking going on in the world, on social media, in the news, and obviously I stay abreast of what's important
Well, you need to.
because we need to earn money,
Yes.
right? And if we need to earn money, we got to protect our clients. I got to understand what's going on in the bond market.
Yes. Yes.
Anything that's relevant to my business, I receive. But anything that's not relevant to my business, like I don't even know about it, bro. Like I'm sorry that some shit happened in Texas and a train got derailed. Like I'm sorry for those families, and
Right,
my
of
heart
course.
goes out to them.
Of course.
But I don't live in that. I don't fester in that, and I don't
Mhm.
continue to look at that. And again, I'm very conscious of what I allow in. So that's why I got to the point where if someone doesn't like who I am, what I represent, and my jokes, my humor, well, it's just not for them. Like not everybody has to like me, and I need to be okay with that. And you should be too.
And it's tough to not be okay with it. It's tough to be okay with that for a lot of people. I used to be, really, like, so this needs to be okay. Like this needs to be proper. Like this needs to be this or that, and you know, you don't realize that shit that you're normally doing all of a sudden offends people, you know, which is shitty because.
But you're not trying to be offensive.
Right. Well, okay. So back to Facebook real quick.
Yeah.
I thought of another one that I posted. I posted a picture of me and my grandma.
Mhm.
You know, she passed away a year ago, so God rest her soul. Me and grandma, and I'm Jules from Pulp Fiction. Samuel
girl?
Jackson.
I'm like the girl.
Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
So I posted that about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Me as Samuel Jackson.
Right.
Fro and everything, dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had the facial hair. It was beautiful and it was great. And my other buddy was John Travolta's character, and we went to where'd you grow up again?
Me?
Yeah,
Rancho?
yeah.
Montana?
Okay, so did you ever used to go to? Oh man, what was it called? It was off Temple in the 2000s, like mid 2000s, probably.
Where?
Not scoreboards.
Out in Covina?
No, off Temple and the 57. Anyways,
Oh, the one that's off the 57 and kind of like it goes up the hill a little bit, and there's like right before the 60.
yeah. So yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Temple. So this skate company called UBS used to have, and Active, I think too, used to have Halloween parties there.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay.
Blackface was never
No.
never even thought of. Hey, that's a great costume. I don't even know who you are. That's a great costume. Like
Right.
some of my best friends didn't recognize me. So I'm like, okay, this is a great memory. Like me and my grandma, because I got
Mhm.
ready at her house
Right.
because she lived in Walnut. So I post, and once again, just, hey man, you know, like, I don't know, man. You should probably take that down. I did
Sure.
because I don't
You don't want controversy.
I don't know, because then it'll just be a back and forth pissing match between what I think and what you think. I'm right, you're right. You know, you're wrong, I'm wrong. Like it's going to be a never ending cycle. So that's why I choose, for the most part, not to really talk politics or religion. Although I am Christian, you know, that's me. That's just how it is.
It's funny because I get it. I get why someone could be offended. I get it. I understand. But I also think it's funny because there's this kid that goes around to college students, right? And he's wearing a sarape or poncho. I think he's
Mhm.
wearing a poncho, sarape, some shit like that. So like Mexican get up, right? Like the sombrero, kind of being a little bit corny about it.
Yeah.
And he goes and asks all these like college kids on campus, and he asks like, "Hey, do you find my outfit offensive?" And all of them say yes. Like, are you Mexican? You know, and even someone asks like, "Are you Mexican?" No. Yeah, it's very offensive. Very offensive. You know, so he records all that, and then he goes to, I think, like a place like La Placita Olvera, like, you know, here in downtown LA.
You're gonna have to say that with less accent for me.
Placita Olvera.
Perfect. Okay,
Placita
thank you.
Olvera.
My
Yeah.
my loan coordinator does that a lot. She's like, "Hey, so what's going on with this?" Yeah, file, and I'm
And you're
like,
like, what the fuck?
I'm like, Rivera.
yeah.
She's like, "Yes, Rivera."
Rivera.
I'm like, "Okay, cool. Sorry, okay, go."
Yeah, so La Placita Olvera.
Yeah,
And he
you.
asked a
Thank
bunch
you.
of Hispanic people, right? Latinos. He goes, "Hey, do you find this offensive?" And they're like, "No, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Me gusta." You know, all
Yeah,
this shit.
yeah.
Praise. Like, I like that you're embracing my culture. I don't see anything wrong with it. And so that's the big thing where people are offended on behalf of others. And it's like, oh, shut the fuck up, man. And then the ones that are just assuming that there's ill intent behind it.
Always,
It's like,
because
what?
everyone's expecting the worst always now.
Yeah.
Like you don't really.
Like, that wasn't my intent,
Mhm.
you know, but I hear you, man. And that's why, like, me on social media, obviously I don't talk about like religion or politics, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna fucking make fun of everybody.
As
You
you
know?
I mean,
I'm gonna be highly offensive.
that's comedy, first of all, because that's how comedy was born, by you pretty much making fun of everything,
Mhm.
right? And
But with clients,
yeah.
never,
Oh man.
ever.
No.
Not politics, not
No.
religion. And you can
Nope.
be right, left, Christian, Muslim.
Don't care.
No, but like it's almost like, oh, okay, great. And it's not that I'm fake, right? I just understand the boundary. I understand the boundary that I could say one thing and you can completely change your perception
hmm
of me or us allowing or allowing us to assist you, because because that becomes your identity, but then on social media with friends or anything else, it's like, this has nothing to do with work.
Right.
If you get offended, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Mhm.
it's irrelevant to me at the end
Right.
of the day. But that's the line for me. The line is clients. If it's a client, nah.
Oh no,
we're
we
not
we
going
don't do any of that. Like, we even did that.
there. Excuse me.
Like you said, oh yeah, oh it's great.
Mhm.
Okay, so anyways, so
Yeah.
so your down payment's going to come from where?
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, we don't. You don't cross that line
No.
because they will be like, hold on, I'm giving this right and or left wing person control of them pre-approving me and my finances. No,
Hey, you don't believe in this,
Yeah.
and it's like,
yeah. I just literally say, yeah, I don't discuss politics
yeah.
or religion really. I mean, unless they, if they say something that's in kind of my line,
Sure.
I'll agree with them.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, great. Like Christ died for our sins. Okay,
Of
great.
course.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. But I mean, anything that's off kilter, you can't just, hey, bro, what's going on? It's like, do I want this guy that's calling me bro to really be in charge of this $1 million home that I'm about to buy?
Yeah. It's funny, man. It's funny, that distinction that I mean, I know a lot of us make. I've had where it has gotten a little uncomfortable for me, I guess it's is when people have wanted to pray,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, oh fuck. Because I'm not that, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's not who I am. And especially something like that, like as far as like personal beliefs or my relationship with whatever I believe in.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, what the fuck am I gonna tell them? I'm not gonna fucking pray with them? Like,
I mean,
all right, let me hold your hand
Yeah.
and let me do the damn thing.
I mean, so that's where it comes of, people being adults about shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, look, I'm not going to rock your whole prayer circles boat.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to, maybe I might not.
But in my head,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm not praying with you. I'm just holding your hand.
Yeah.
And then so we can get past this and, let's make it a non-issue.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's or the other part is when they start shitting on one political party versus the other, or certain people's personal choices versus the other, and I'm just like, motherfucker, I don't agree with you, but I can't.
Yeah.
It's like,
Because it will be religion and politics. It's a never-ending argument.
mhm.
Never ending. You can talk about it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah,
It's
and again, it's just, to each their own.
Yeah.
To each their own. Just got to let them be, whoever they want to be. The distinction for me again is the social media aspect of it, man. And it's just funny how protective people are of what they show on social media.
Yeah.
And how sometimes it feels debilitating because you feel like you have to be this person
Mhm.
on social media. That's maybe a little bit bland. But at the end of the day, it's like, motherfucker, you're a drummer, bro. You've had this life experience too,
Yeah.
that others may relate to, but others may judge that other life
Yeah.
that you once had.
Yeah. No, I mean, I will incorporate drumming though. Very
That's what you're
soon.
gonna start doing now.
Very soon.
I want you to drum, like guidelines.
You want me to drum guidelines?
Yeah, like W2.
That's not a bad idea, man.
Hey, stop. No, that one gonna go. It's like,
What?
it has to be like, hey, stop.
So one of the next ones that I'm gonna do is probably like, hey, to get your payment at X amount, you can do this down, that down, this down, and each symbol like
There you
have
go.
it pop up. Just something stupid, because believe it or not, you doing the cooking with your mom will bring you people, and you might get a loan out of it because, dude, check this out. So remember the whole the tortilla burger thing? Like have you seen that like on social media? It's like a tortilla. Fuck, dude. You
like the
basically
Taco
put
Bell shit or something.
no. It's so you grill a tortilla, obviously,
Uh-huh.
like on a flat grill or something, and you smash hamburger in it, grill it down, put it back up, put all your fixings on it, and
Uh-huh.
all your fixins,
Fixins.
and then eat it. Right, viral shit. Viral.
Okay.
So this one dude had something like 2 or 3 million views on it. You're like, oh, this guy must be a chef because the shit looks bomb.
Right.
Go to his site. He's a carpenter. He might have gotten a job or two out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, this guy's a carpenter. I need my floors, and let me just check on it. See how he is. So, you know, being yourself, it has its benefits too, though.
It does,
You
man.
know?
Chris Trapani, you know
Yeah.
Chris Trapani.
Yeah.
He said, he told me one time, he's like, young man, he said, I've been watching your TikTok. He goes, and you're smart. And I'm like, oh, what's he gonna say?
Here it comes.
And then he said, no. He goes, I see that you dance. I see that you show your family. I see that you show your art. You know, and he's like, so there's all these things about you as a person, and then you'll drop a video about what you do for a living. I said, well, because my social media is not for work. I don't depend on social media.
Right.
Right?
Same.
I depend on the gut to gut. Social media is just a sprinkle on top that, you know, maybe someone can find me and, you know, maybe they see my reviews or whatever the hell it is. But we don't bank on that. We're traditional lenders.
Right.
We're not online lenders. You know, we can give advice and all that stuff. But part of what I reciprocated to him is I said, hey, man, I appreciate what you're doing, which, you know, he has that whole Italian thing, right?
Yeah.
And the whole pizza thing.
And I will put pineapple
Oh, bro,
on my pizza, Chris. I'm sorry.
So will I.
Dude, it's so good though.
I mean, come on.
Sweet and salty is a good
It's like
food
tacos
to
al pastor
have. All day.
with pineapple on
All
it. I had
day?
some last night.
All-
So,
You ever been to Hamilton's?
Hamilton's Brewery?
Well, yeah, you don't drink, right?
Yeah, but I've been there. Down the
Okay.
street.
So their taco man there that they have a
Really?
lot. Yeah, we actually had him for my birthday last year, 2 years ago. His al pastor is really good, and he does chicharron tacos, but beef chicharron tacos.
Okay.
So it's like little piece of meat, little piece of chicharron on it.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, dude.
I love tacos.
With molita, so it's a molita too.
Yeah.
So with the cheese on top. So now I won't ever cook
What is it with?
huh?
A molita?
A molita has
A molita?
is
A molita?
a molita, dude.
A molita?
It's a molita.
A molita.
Wait, it's Italian?
Um,
Chris, it's a molita.
It's a molita.
Anyways, dude, so the molitas, so good, dude. There's queso on it, right?
Right in the middle.
Right, dude. And you fry it as a shell, bro.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant because so the way you do it is you take a taco,
Mhm.
you put the cheese on it, then you fry the cheese on the taco, flip it back up, put the meat in. Nothing's going through that taco. As juicy as the meat is, nothing's falling through.
It's fucking bomb.
It's
Dude.
brilliant. How come everybody doesn't make tacos? I will not make a taco without that base of cheese that's fried on it.
Yeah. So I went last night and I saw this thing that said papa rellena. You know, papa rellena.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at that shit and I'm like,
Relena.
Relena. Oh
Right.
yeah, you can't
Yeah.
say it, you know. So I'm like, I'm looking at him like, what the fuck's a papa rellena? And then the dude behind me,
Something to do with potatoes.
yeah,
Okay.
he fucking ordered one. So
And
basically,
a chili.
No. So all he did was he goes, "Oh, I want one of those papa rellenas," and I'm like, and I'm looking right, and so basically it's a loaded potato, like a loaded baked potato. So like they open it up, cut it open, and then they took al pastor, you know, from the
Oh, yeah.
spit, cut it off, put the pineapple on top, and then they had the cheese, the base of the cheese, threw the pastor right on the cheese after the grilled cheese, and then grabbed it and flipped it and put it on the fucking potato, and then loaded it up with I'm like, bro, I need to order one of those next time. I've never had one.
Bro, I'm the guy that, and I've done this, just been at home, maybe kicking it with some buddies or like whatever. This was years ago, the last time I could think about it. Fast food commercial comes on. I'm like, well, you ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
Got sold. Like food is just, I love it.
Yeah, dude. And the thing that sucks about, let's say, out here is that we can't get a lot of Mexican places. Actually, not even just Mexican places, but like what I'm talking about at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like when I used to live in LA, I used to live at Eagle Rock, Culver City, and like La Crescenta. If I got hungry at 2 o'clock in the morning, I could walk down the street. There's a taco guy right there. You know, they're fucking open.
There's a place called Boca del Rio that I've been going to for 20 years in
Where?
off Hacienda Avenue in La Puente.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like,
But,
you know,
but my area then, that's
Yeah.
where we would go at like 2 a.m.
yeah,
or
and like
King
out
Tacos,
here, I'm just
yeah.
like, I'm fucking, I can't. You know, I gotta make something now at that hour. So I want to know. You got started at 25 in this business.
Yes.
You got into it because you wanted to make money, I assume.
Well, yes. So at that time we were just cooling off on playing because we were playing a lot.
Mhm.
On the verge of a record deal, this, that, blah, 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 yada, yada. So that didn't pan out. And it's like, shit, what am I going to do? I'm like 24, 25. So
basically, you played for 10 years and you almost got there.
Right. So we used to play with like, so when Papa Roach was coming up, they'd come down from Vacaville and we'd play at the Roxy with them a lot. Alien Ant Farm. So when Papa Roach got signed, they signed Alien Ant Farm, and Alien Ant Farm's from Riverside. They're, if you haven't, have you heard them?
Alien Ant Farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I couldn't, like,
Okay, they're very talented. The whole band is ridiculously good.
yeah.
You should listen to them.
Is it like music, like what kind of, I mean, I've heard the name, yes.
Okay, so remember Smooth Criminal, the rock version?
Uh-huh.
They did that.
Okay. So then I know who it is.
Right.
Yeah, okay,
Right.
okay.
But after this, I'll give you some songs that I think one's called Attitude.
Okay.
It's got kind of a Latin feel to it too.
The hell, what the fuck, man? No,
because
no,
you're
no,
Latin.
no. I'm Latin X, bro. Latin X, fucking get it right. You don't want to offend anybody over here.
No, but seriously, they have congas and shit, and that's like a song that I tell musicians to listen to
Okay.
because I like that song a lot because it's got a lot of character in it.
Okay.
And they're not heavy, they're rock, but fucking clever. Like the wordplay on a lot of their stuff is really good. Anyways, they're really good. So, another guy, Mike Shinoda is really good at wordplay too. By the way, if you
Mike
heard
Snow?
Mike Shinoda,
Mike Shinoda.
yeah, from Linkin Park. So he was
Okay.
the rapper guy.
Okay.
He has his own albums. Dude's good. So, anyways, so we're playing. We play with a lot of bands. A lot of our friends' bands end up getting signed and go on tours and huge. And a lot of them are just they're not doing anything now. So I wanted to go that route, but a friend of mine was like, "Hey, you like talking to people?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I love talking to people." He's like, "Dude, I got a job for you." I'm like, "All right, well, what?" He's like, "Okay, I need you to call. Here's a book." It was a farm package.
No, okay.
Here's a book. I need you to call these people, get them on the phone with me, and we're going to refinance them. I said, okay. So call them, get them a bunch of deals, and I'm like, okay, well, this sucks.
Yeah. You
so
started seeing what he was making and
right. And I'm like, and you're not even doing anything. Like, you don't even know a lot.
Right.
So I started studying and whatnot, and then ended up going to a company, which in the early 2000s was, a lot of those companies were just kind of mini chop shops. Really, it's like, okay, you go, you don't get paid that much, but you're, because you don't know a lot and blah blah blah. And that company in middle of like 2007 ended up being like, hey, yeah, we got we're moving the office. So,
Yeah.
what? So that shut down, moved to another office. When things were really slow, I ended up processing my own files, which was actually great for me
Yes.
which I think it's awesome. We had an excellent processor, Melissa, at the time, but there wasn't enough business. So she had to keep, move on.
Sure.
And it was just me and two other people, and we were doing it. And I was just like, first man in, last man out, grinding, just getting it, learning, because it's my paycheck.
And this is out there in Covina?
No,
area?
this is actually, at this point, we're in Glendora.
Okay.
Because the company I first kind of, hey, call this farm, was over here near Sushi martini.
Okay. This way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm geographically challenged.
Ditto.
Yeah.
That's why we're not realtors.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not fucked, dude. I'll get lost
Yeah.
following the GPS.
I'll break down a number for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was in Rancho, and then then where I started working at an actual office was in, Diamond Bar, and then to Glendora, and then back out here. And like 2008 was crazy to me because I was, we weren't doing much, dude. Like people would come to the office, as little of the amount of people there were there, not do shit, just sit all day. And I'm like, there has to be something. Like, I'll just start making calls and calling people.
Yeah.
Hey, so no, whatever, right? So that year, I was still processing my own files, and I think it was a great learning tool because if my processor now is busy, or the way that I like to run things is if anybody's busy and I need something done now, I'm not handicapped to where I can't do it. Like I'll lead as best as I can by example. I'm not going to ask anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do. And that's, me learning all that and being able to complete a file like that and learn how to communicate like that came from processing my own files. So like 2008, I don't know how much money you made in 2008, but I made $15,000 for the year. Still paid rent. My rent was like $500 or something. Not sure how I survived. I had really good buddies that had connections to like clubs and stuff. So we'd still go out. We'd drink for free.
Right.
And we had great times, we always got hooked up somewhere doing something. A really good year considering my income was dog shit. It was just really bad.
Right.
And I learned not so fast, but I learned well how to budget that year. And obviously things went up from there, from just the industry, and I literally lived like I was making 15 grand a year. And that kind of pushed me through where I'm at today. That like my guys, my team, I'm like, look, if we don't have a loan, like I've been preparing for this and asking my realtors that have worked with me, throughout the past 5 or 6 years, I'm like, something's coming, dude. Like save your money. Something's coming. Okay. Something's going to come next year. Okay. Something's going to come next year. So I'm about 3 years behind. Like where I thought we would be.
You're like Nostradamus, he wasn't on the
really
money,
bad.
But like,
off the money. Yeah.
But he was on the money a couple years later.
But completely wrong.
Yeah.
But when things started to kind of slow up last year, I'm like, look, you guys.
I told you so.
A, I told you so. B, the loyalty's there, right?
Yeah.
So I made him a promise. I was like, look, if I don't close a loan, because it's just me and basically like 4 other people, including my processor. If I don't close a loan, I'll make sure that you still get a paycheck, no matter what. So, because I know things are going to be really good eventually again, and I want to be prepared. I don't want to be like that lender, because I'm a broker and a direct lender, but I use the broker channel more. So we use other underwriters and whatnot, as you know. And I don't want to be the underwriter that's like, oh, sorry, we're understaffed, so we can't get that out. It's like, whose problem is that? Like, that's a you problem. I'm bringing you business. So I don't want to be the guy that, so my top agent's like, hey, dude, I got 5 deals. We got to get it open and blah. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm understaffed. Like, that's not going to happen.
No.
So I've been preparing for this for the longest time. And I actually kind of love it. The fact that, the ones that are sticking through, like yourself and like a few others, I like it being limited at this point.
I love it.
Because we know what we're doing. Like, people come in for a year. I'm sure they're good, but you go up against someone like you or I, and they're going to lose every time just due to the fact that they don't have that experience. And it's crazy to me that so many people are leaving, real estate agents especially, but real estate agents are a little different. A lot of them, came in because the farce is, oh, I can come in, I can make $1 billion off 3 transactions. and then, you're done. And then I'm done working. And I go on, I go to Cabo and I buy my, whatever it is I'm buying that's way overly expensive, but I pay my rent. It's people come into this business and think I don't got to do shit. I don't got to learn shit, and I'm just going to make money. And that's completely wrong. If you want to sustain what you're doing, if you want to keep going.
Well, I think the same learning experiences that you had, like when you were in 2008,
Mhm.
I think I had those experiences where it's like, I was 19, bro, making a lot of fucking money. And I spent my money on anything and fucking anything I wanted. Anything. It didn't fucking matter. Treated everybody, helped everybody.
Were you living at home?
Yes.
Awesome. So rent free too?
When I was 19, I would give my parents money, like, during that time. I started doing loans when I was 17,
Oh shit.
so by the time I was 19,
So you've been doing it longer than I have then, I think.
22 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been doing it longer than me.
Yeah, so then it's
That's cool.
it's I've learned a lot, which means I've lost a lot, right?
You have to. You
You
have
have
to.
to.
You have to fail
Yeah.
several times, whether it's fail on an initial phone call,
Mm-hmm.
fail on a pre-approval or approval. Like I'm way too prideful. Like I will overly do a pre-approval to make sure it does not fall out of escrow.
Well, that's one of the things I was having a conversation with Mike the other day, and then he's like, I think you're being a little too detailed on this one, and I said, thank you for telling me, because that's part of constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Right. I am very, very detailed, especially on this file because of A, B, and C, and then I kind of went over it with him.
Mhm.
It was like we have very, very long conversations, which are productive conversations. And part of that was kind of going back and forth on constructive criticism of each other,
Mhm.
of like how we can continue to develop. And that was one of the things. He goes, I think on this one, he goes, you're being a little too detailed. I said, dude, I don't want this shit to fucking fall apart. And
Never.
I see some things on this one. He goes, yeah, but then A, B, and C. Like he pointed out like what he had seen.
Mhm.
And I said, well, thank you, man. Like, thank you for letting me know. Because I've always wanted to not have shit hit the fan and never be my fault. Ever.
Same.
But that being said, you learn as you're in this business that you're gonna make mistakes.
Well, you got to be.
You're gonna make mistakes.
You got to be good with yourself enough to be like, yeah, you know what, that's my bad.
Yeah.
Like for years, earlier on, it's like, nope, that wasn't my fault. No, wasn't my fault.
Mhm.
But oh shit, it was. But I'm still gonna say it wasn't my fault because I don't want you to
Or
not
find
give me
someone to
business.
fucking
Or,
blame.
yeah, right. So, I mean, I agree, and sometimes it takes that second set of eyes, like my processor or like Bobby, be like, nah, dude, like, hold on, back up,
Mm-hmm.
look at it like this, like, oh shit, yeah, okay,
Yeah, you're right.
And-
And you have to be humble enough to take that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
to understand that it's not a fucking harp, it's not a fucking
Mhm.
like a put you down.
Mhm.
It's let's help each other as like, dude, I even talked to obviously like other lenders like yourself.
Mhm.
And it's so funny, dude. It's so funny. I saw Thomas this morning. I'm very good friends with Thomas, or like I know we're not like best friends or anything, but
Thomas,
Louis Ignal.
Hmm.
So he's another lender.
I'm really good with faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's another lender. I've had other lenders here, and people ask me like, dude, like, why are you giving a platform to other lenders? Right? Like, honestly,
Yeah.
why are you doing that? I'm like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I when I see people like, just like I was telling you about my buddy Ocean,
Mm-hmm.
I see other people and I want them to succeed.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
that's rare.
nah, man, you're here.
I know, but it's rare.
Nah.
Like it's people don't do that. Like that's very rare for people to do that. I mean,
Scarcity mindset, man.
yeah, it's
and
bad. It's bad.
Scarcity mindset. And those people that are that way, I've met a lot of them. I've met a lot of lenders that look at me a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, especially with how I dress, especially with how I carry myself, like all the time. As far as like, I'm not always going to be the business guy, because I don't want to be that guy.
People are people, though.
And so I'm like, I don't want, and I give people advice, and I tell them like, do this, do that, say it this way. I was talking with I was talking to Ginger. What's up, Ginger? And she's an entrepreneur out of Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And I was giving her some tips in regards to like social media stuff, right? And she was like, "Hey man, I'm like super thankful that you're giving me advice." And I said, "I want to help others. It doesn't take anything away from me.
Mm-hmm.
If I can highlight who you are, you've always been, and this is the biggest thing, which again, it probably sounds weird, but you've always been super nice to me.
Why
You've
not?
I don't know, because people are fucking nice.
Yeah,
Right?
Why not?
You've always been super nice to me. And so if I have a platform and I can help, not only like from an intentional point of view to say like, oh, we're gonna make a commercial out of it. It's like, nah, dude, let my audience get to know this guy.
Yeah.
And like, if they decide to use you as a lender, it's like, well, it's not taking anything away from me, because that means I didn't have it in the first place.
Yeah, it's a good point, too.
That's the way I look at shit.
And it's funny, that's like with dealing with, like we all see memes out there that are like, oh, didn't use me, but gave me a referral. Right? It's like, we used to, I used to at least, like, oh shit, they didn't even use me? Like, what's wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, well, okay, is it how I'm carrying? Blah blah. Is it because they used to know me real well? And I'm a goof off, fuck up. Like I've literally like I would love to turn anything into funny, like if I can.
Ditto.
Like I will, by any means necessary. Like, right. So, starting off, it was a little tough to get people that actually knew me to like use me.
Yeah.
Because
Because they see you a certain way.
right. Oh, this guy, whatever.
Used to be a drummer, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So that must mean he's not good at anything.
It must mean he
Or
doesn't
not
know how
good
to add.
or not good at
Like,
anything
what?
else.
Like, really?
Yeah. I got calculators.
Exactly.
Dude, I was super smart in high school for math.
Mm.
I think started in, freshman, it was geometry, and then like pre-calc in, just boosted up to like pre-calc, and as a junior, I don't
You don't use any of that shit in
none
what
of
you
it.
do.
I remember nothing from
Excuse
it.
me.
Nothing.
And you don't use any of it for loans anyways.
Nah.
You remember using an HP, the little
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, dude.
Oh, you mean the brown one?
Yeah.
I never used that one.
Yeah, so there was this little, like the
But
little.
my buddies did.
Yeah, dude.
I couldn't figure out how to use it.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. I think I figured out. So my whole thing was like, I figured out how to use Excel and how to create formulas on Excel. And so I was trying to use Excel versus using the damn calculator,
Mhm.
or I was trying to use a simple calculator to calculate, let's say, interest only
Mhm.
and taxes and insurance.
yeah.
And then my dad, back in El Salvador, my dad had figured out a way to calculate principal and interest payment using a traditional calculator. Like, and he was like, dude, he's like, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. He's like, I remember they used to do it at the bank, and he taught me a way to do it, or he figured out some kind of way. But there was the way that my dad taught me. Then there was the HP Eddie. You know Eddie? Eddie Lopez.
Face.
Okay. so
Faces.
Eddie Lopez was really good.
Okay, by the way, for whatever reason, I don't know a lot of who's in our industry.
I know a lot of people.
Like, well, you do a lot of the We Rep stuff and whatnot. So
I'm just Mr. Popular Fool.
You are.
You could say that.
But it's funny. Like I get, do you know this, LO? And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah. But then you see him and you're like, oh, I know who you are.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I put my
declined
head
your
down.
cross-qual.
Yeah. No, but that's like another good advantage of knowing people, especially other lenders, is you'll tell them, yeah, you're good. Or they'll tell you, yeah, you're good.
Mhm.
Like that's the cool part about it. But yeah, I mean, I kind of keep in a bubble and just do as much work as possible,
Yeah.
like when I can.
That's a good thing though.
Yeah, I mean, to try to stay successful, you have to be a little bit, neurotic like that. Just
You have to be a little selfish.
you do.
You have to be a little
You do.
selfish. And so when you started at 25 and then you kind of went through all these things as far as like the money and stuff, I think it's a good learning experience for anybody who's an entrepreneur, whether you're a lender, realtor. It's to say, live below your means, right? And you have a lot of real estate trainers or a lot of coaches or a lot of people, let's say on social media, that tell you to rent the Ferraris, and do all this crazy shit online. And I'm like, and I don't agree with that. I don't resonate with that. And I think it's really understanding that, like, hey, look, this is a career.
Mm-hmm.
This is not glitz and glam and all that shit that you see on Netflix, right? Or on people's social media, because it's funny. I think you and I know when you see their face, right? I don't
Yeah.
gotta tell you their names, but there's local people that, well, I'll say two things. There's local people that are being sued that owe each other money, and we know them. But yet on social media, it's like it looks totally different, and it's money that's owed where it's like you haven't paid someone for something, which means you actually don't have the money and you're pretending to be something.
Right.
And then there's others where this is recent. This was recently as this week and last week. Local people, heavy hitters, and their NODs are coming up. And I'm like,
It's crazy.
you have to understand. And I told my client today, you have to be careful who you listen to
That's crazy.
from social media.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what their numbers and productions are. So from a consumer standpoint, it's very difficult for them to like decipher, right? Because they don't know shit. As someone coming into the business, it's like, who are you actually taking advice from? Because that person is losing their fucking business and they haven't paid their house.
Right. You want to be, I mean, me personally, a banker, whoever, because, Chase will call up Wells Fargo. I'm sure they call you and everybody else too. Like, hey, let me be your personal banker. It's like, kind of want to listen to somebody that has money in the bank. Like you're not going to take weightlifting advice from me. Right?
Maybe from 25-year-old you?
Right? No,
you're
not
a
even.
little bit buffer?
No, I was just this. I've been the same kind of almost skinny fat forever, dude. Like it's just the same
Skinny
shit.
fat? So I consider you skinny thick from the waist down.
Yeah, dude, that's what's. Oh, I have no butt. I have a tight butt, dude. It's negative ass. It's.
Let's take you to TJ. Let's get
I've
TJ
been.
fixed.
Dude, my
They haven't
family.
been able to fix you?
No. But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't take weightlifting advice from me or musical advice from someone that doesn't know how to play.
Mhm.
What makes you think the guy that plays one on TV is going to be, sound in what they give you?
I just think people just want a fucking quick fix, and it's like, dude, it doesn't work that way. I believe in hard work.
Yeah.
Some people don't believe in hard work, but I think that if you get into the real estate business or if you're an entrepreneur, part of what is your personal responsibility should be live below your means.
I feel like you should.
I
feel like you should.
And you should, even if you weren't an entrepreneur, you should still live below your means. But obviously, I think speaking to people who start businesses, people that you and I can relate to, a lot of the people out there, it's just like, dude, come on, man. Like, don't buy the flashy car yet. I had a shitty car, and not a shitty car. I mean, let me take that back. I had a car that got me around for about 10 years before I bought a new car. And for a very long time, what I'm wearing today, bro, it's like thrift store. Like
So
I don't.
funny. Like I will literally, because I know how to wash clothes properly.
Yeah.
Right. So like you don't realize it, and some people go through clothes like crazy, but I almost feel guilty buying myself. Like I'll spend more money on other people
100%
than I will on myself sometimes. Actually, most of the time or all of the time. So I'll be like, like these shoes are probably 2 years old, right? They look clean because I know how to clean shoes, and I have probably 5 or 6 pairs of shoes that I rotate in.
So like in a past life, you were like that guy that's like, hey, bro, let me see your shoes real quick at the mall. Let me,
No, dude, they don't
let me
even
clean
do
them up
that
for
good of
you
a
right
job,
here.
bro.
Let me clean them up.
But so it's like, you know, I'll see pictures that pop up in your memories, like, oh yeah, 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, that's,
Like, shit,
am I
still have
wearing
sh-
that same shirt? Like, am I like,
Yeah.
you know, like work shirts like these? I have a bunch of them, but it's like normal. Like, wow, that is definitely
The same shirt.
like a Hurley shirt or something that I'm wearing today, and it's looks great. Like, color still holds.
Mhm.
So me and my wife recently, actually, your event last year, kind of prompted us to we still have a couple bags of clothes we got to drop off at the high school, but so we're like, dude. So I wanted to give stuff that I'm not wearing, and I'm such a like, oh, but this shirt though, and then my wife's like, but that was like 2 months after we met, and I love you in that shirt, and I'm like, it's just a t-shirt, like, all right, I'm gonna give it to someone else,
Yeah.
right? So now I'm kind of like trying to be on the mindset of, you know, I don't need 5 jackets. If I buy a jacket, I'm gonna get rid of a jacket
Right.
and give it away. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna give it away. So we started putting clothes in big bags like at our house like that, and we just gotta drop them off at your spot. But that's just the way. Like,
It's
I
just
am.
being smart, man. I think it's being smart, and you know, more than anything, it's to each their own.
It is.
But you've been in the game a while. You're a business owner. You run a team. You're successful. I know that you know what you're doing, and it's to be able to impart knowledge onto others.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're gonna fucking decide to do what they want to do.
No, that's true.
But I would say I would like to ask you the question right now, like as far as what you do for a living. Obviously, you're a lender.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say would be some advice? When I ask you advice for a realtor and advice for a consumer,
Yeah.
right? So, on the consumer side, a lot of people, I think, well, I'll take that back. What are the most common questions right now that you're getting from consumers?
Oh, I mean, one of them. Oh, is it a good time to buy?
Okay,
Like
so
you and
how
I
would you
were-
answer that?
You is it a good time for you to buy?
Okay,
Because it's always a good time, I feel, to buy a house, kind of like what you and I were talking about. It is always a good time because it's an asset that's, I don't care if it goes down next year and keeps going down or goes down, you know, tomorrow. The trajectory is always on the positive end. You know, there's always a steady increase, and you can bet on that with real estate. But it's not really like, is it a good time to, is it a good time to buy for you, the consumer? Is your rent too high and you're about to jump into a home that's only $500 or maybe even $1,000 more a month, but you get all the write-offs that's going to put you back at that rental payment? You know, so that's my advice to them. Like, can you afford it?
so it's more or less, rather than a blanket statement, it's a great time to buy, guys. Is it a good time for you,
For that person.
for that person?
Because, you know what, maybe said person just got a new job. They don't have the savings and they only want to spend X amount a month. Well, that's not going to qualify you for much. So it's not a good time for you to buy.
And the only way to do that is by speaking with someone like yourself, a professional,
Or you, correct.
making sure that can help them understand that.
Right.
And I think it's a matter of give yourself the opportunity to speak with someone
Yeah.
like yourself.
Mhm.
And then you're going to say, hey, look, if you do decide to do it, here are your options. Or you might be the one to say, it's definitely not the right time for you because you don't qualify.
Right.
But if you don't have that conversation,
you're never going to know. So
you're
like
never going to know.
some people
Okay.
are just like, oh, well, you know, I don't like, I'm embarrassed. Like my bank account. And it's like, look, we've seen it all. We see people with $2 in their account. We see people with 2 million in their account. We don't care.
Right.
When I say we, I mean like people like you and I, lenders. We don't care. We see doctors. We see, you know, everybody, every type of field we see. Housekeepers even, because some of them are starting to report income.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, tell us where it hurts and we'll fix it. Like, don't hide anything, because some people will apply online and forget to tell us maybe that they have a
Forget to tell you a whole bunch of shit.
thick child support of $2,000 a month, and you're about to, click on the pre-approval button, and you're like, "Ooh, wait a minute, what? I think, wait, is that $2,000 a month? Like, give me your divorce decree or whatever it is, what your child support document that shows your monthly. Oh yeah, no, so I have a $2,000 a month. I'm like, you just disqualified yourself.
Yeah, just be honest with him, man.
Yeah,
just tell me the truth.
Tell me where it hurts. We'll fix it, right?
help
But
you.
but unfortunately, because I did a video on this about Zillow calculators, they were absolutely just completely wrong.
What are you talking about? That's how I calculate and qualify all my buyers using Zillow.
I do too. Zillow
Yeah.
trademark. Bling. So it's, and what prompted me was I was pre-qualifying a referral on the freeway. Well, so the questions that I ask, these are the questions that I feel like every lender should ask, but they don't. And it's,
Let me see if I'm doing my job right.
you are,
Okay,
I would assume.
maybe.
So the questions I ask, there's 3 to 4 questions, but the main ones are, hey, okay, great. Okay, so first and foremost, where do you want your monthly payment to be? Under. Well, I'm thinking, $2,000 a month. Okay, cool. So how much money do you have as one budget? Oh, we have 5% down. Okay, hold on though. 5% of $1 million or 5% of 100,000? Like dollar amount. Oh, X amount. 30 grand. Okay, great. Great answers so far. Right? Where are you looking? Well, I'm thinking, Orange County around the blah blah, and I'm like, okay, great. Like, I'm still not gonna,
You're not going to swap.
I'm not gonna discourage them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say, okay, great. What price range have you seen out there with something that fits your criteria? 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, whatever it is. Oh, 800,000. We got it. Oh, it's got to have a pool, which is cool. Tell me that you want a pool, but that's not my job. That would be the agent that I refer you to. And we go, okay. So first of all, I'm gonna give you a payment based off 800,000 and 30 grand down. It's X amount. Oh, we can't afford that. I'm like, okay, so let's talk about why you can't afford it, blah, blah. Well, this and that. Okay, so I talked to him on how to budget maybe a little better. So tell me a little about, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, yeah, man, we're going to Disneyland. We have 8 kids. It's going to cost $30,000 to go. I'm like, okay, well, you could not spend all that money at Disneyland. You don't have to go 4 times a year. You can go once or twice. Like, how bad do you want the home? You don't have to go to a bar. And when I was going to bars a lot, it's crazy to me how I hear of tabs like $1,000, and that's normal.
Yeah.
A, I'm a lightweight, so it doesn't take that much for me. But B, like, shit, that's a lot of money to spend at a bar. It's like, okay, maybe don't go to a bar twice a week. There's your down payment.
Yeah.
There's so many things people can do, or get a cosigner. Don't be so prideful, because you know what? Your parents love you and they're going to help you. That's just the way they are. They want to help you, unless you're just a dirtbag and, you're just not a good kid, but they want to help you out. So don't be so prideful. Like, pay them back,
Yeah.
in the future sometime. Get them to cosign. You can make that happen. Like, there's just ways of making it happen. So, although, let's say in this particular situation with this lead, we're still going to treat them like they're a $2 million client. You're a $200,000 client. We'll treat you like you're a $2 million client, though, and still keep tabs on you. We'll help you repair your credit. Whatever you need to do to
I
get
think
it
it's exactly that, right? So, the fake client that we just talked about right now,
Mhm.
a lot of times that client will say, "Well, I saw on Zillow that the payment on the $800,000 house was $3,000 a month, but now you're telling me it's $6,400 a month. Why are
Mhm.
you lying to me?"
Well, it's tough to, like, you want to immediately go like, oh, Zillow's full of shit, right? Their calculators just aren't right because they're going to assume 30% down. They're going to assume this, but it doesn't reflect that. Zillow, it doesn't reflect it on their site. So certain sites won't reflect properly. That's why you talk to a licensed professional, not a computer, right? And it's tough to be, oh, sorry, you're wrong. So you have to find a good way of.
You have to find the words.
Mhm.
And then a lot of times, like let's say I've had those clients, I walk them through the disclaimer. I'm like, hey, do you mind? You're on the site right now? Or do you actually have? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Scroll down, click on the disclaimer.
What does it say? Do you have an 810 FICO?
780 credit score,
Yep.
20% down. Obviously all the fucking things that went into calculating that. And then I was like, do you see that section that says it's principal and interest? So that means it's not considering your taxes
Or insurance.
Your insurance.
Yep. Or mortgage insurance if possible.
And they're like, oh. And I can hear the bubble burst, which sucks.
It does.
It sucks, but it's honest, it's true. And hopefully that gives them the opportunity to trust me. Right. To say it's like, hey, okay, well, can you help me? Which is, the response that I get from most people. It's like, yeah, absolutely.
Let's come up with a plan, whether it's a month from now or 2-3 years from now. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I'll still be here.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a great thing. So again, it's not a general blanket recommendation. It's always a great time to buy, which I think both you and I believe. But is it a great time for you? And the only way to determine that would be to speak to someone that can help you understand where you are. Maybe you're ready, maybe you're not. And if you're not, then you put a plan together.
Dude, there's that's not bad if you're not ready.
I tell people, and I mean, I believe this is my truth just because of what I see. It's like most people I talk to, they're not ready. Most first-time buyers, at least, right? You're just not ready.
Well, they like the thought of buying, but it's the process. Like, wait, you want my pay stubs?
Yeah, they're just not ready.
Well, yeah, I got to figure out, make sure that you can qualify. It's, it's like the person that's, likes the thought of doing it, but when you actually go do it, it's like, ooh, it's scary. And it's scary. It is scary, but
it is.
The best thing you can do is put your foot forward and talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Yeah. And so then I agree with the questions because I asked those questions, same questions actually.
Good.
I was like, give me your budget, right?
Yeah.
Which is the same thing.
Both budgets, monthly and total.
Correct. But I also tell them, give me your uncomfortable budget.
Oh yeah. So I say max.
Max.
Okay. So when they give it to us, we actually go, okay, now I want you to go up $500.
Yes. Give me that payment that makes you itchy.
And let me tell you why. Because we've had this happen, man, so many times, at least once a year, where somebody will see a house in January and be like, dude, that's the one. Okay. Over offer on it then if you're getting the vibe that they're getting, purchase price offers, offer $5,000 above. Nah, we'll offer $2,000 above. And I'm like, you guys, this is your dream house. Yes, love it, have to have it.
So you're going to lose it for $3,000.
So $3,000 finance is what, $4?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even going to try to calculate or bust out anything, but yes, it's in that range. And you're going to lose your dream home. So get uncomfortable because guess what? 6 months later, when you haven't found anything close to it, you're going to overpay, you're going to overoffer, and your payment is now $500 more.
And it's not the home you wanted.
No.
Yeah.
So we try to, okay, well look, let me calculate something for you real quick because you want to stay at $4,000 a month. You want $800,000 though. You only have 10% down. It's like, okay, this payment's going to be X.
Right.
That's X amount above your 4,000 comfort zone. Can you push? If you just love the house, yes, I can. Okay, great, because that allows us to work. And when they send over a house, hey, we get calls from our agents. Hey, we're going to show them, 10 homes, whatever. Great. What price range are you showing in? Oh, this and that. I'm like, okay, they don't want that payment. So Oh, they didn't tell me that, says the agent. Like, okay, cool. Then I have to talk to him again. Hey, remember you guys, the payment that you want is this range. Oh yeah, that's right. But so you see what's in that range though, and you can go up. I'm looking at your file. You can go up. Are you willing to go up? No, I'm not. Okay, Mr. Real Estate Agent, talk to him again. We need to adjust what you're going to go show him, so you're not wasting time too. Like one thing, people think we just want to turn people down for the heck of it. We don't want to waste your time.
No, and the thing is, obviously, we don't want to waste people's time, but we don't get paid if we don't close.
Oh yeah.
So when I decline you, I'm literally saying no to money.
Yeah.
When I tell you qualify for a lower loan amount, I'm literally saying yes to less money. I'd love to say everybody qualifies and everybody qualifies for a $5 million house. I'd love to.
That'd be wonderful.
Pay me on a $5 million house. But at the end of the day, we're on the hook. There's guidelines, there's regulations. We want to do what's right for the client. We don't want to. I was talking to a gentleman last night. My last phone call, dude, was like at 9:30. My consultation.
Dude, we're the same. I shit you not. It's
dude. And part of what I was going over with him was, it's like, hey man, look, at the end of the day, you're having a lender like myself put my license on the line. You're having an FHA underwriter, right? Sign off on it.
Put their license on the line as well.
Right? You're having let's say if you're doing an assistance program, you're having a state program sign off on you. You're having the federal government, FHA and HUD, with the regulations, obviously, approve you. Fannie, Freddie, let's say if it's a D or LP, whatever it is.
Right.
I was like, you're having all these people be your cheerleaders and say, based on legitimate finances, you're 100% good to go. At the end of the day, if you don't want to do it, that's your choice.
Right.
But everybody in the business now, it's documented income. You can actually buy the house. If you have a lender that took you through a pre-approval process or an approval process, not a pre-qual process. If you had a lender give you a
pre-quals are
trash.
Don't even stop.
A legitimate pre-approval or approval, tell you you're eligible and that you can purchase, then the rest is up to you, man. Yeah. This $2,000, this $3,000, this like, hey man, I'm gonna try to offer $5,000 less. Really? You're gonna try to for $5,000? You're gonna lose out on a house for $5,000?
And that's write-offable.
I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm not. I never try to convince anybody to do anything, right? I don't think that's my job. My job is to give advice
and options.
Sure.
That's it. Here are your options, and your agent will tell you, "Hey, look, you need to come up a little bit." Nope, we don't want to. Then that right away is like, but I can get you this house that you want,
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people that watch Selling Sunset or whatever show there's on, $1 million listing. The only good $1 million listing episode was when my boy Nick Gardinas was on it. So only that one, but
that's the guy from C21, right?
Yeah, Nick. Good guy.
Yeah. Now I think that all that was great advice for consumers. Right. What would you say would be advice for, or what do you see that's working for your agents right now? For obviously both you and I work with buyers. Mm-hmm. What's a strategy that's working for agents to get buyers right now?
Honestly, showing that you're like in their corner, that you care, that they're not just, someone that's like a transaction. I mean, we try to keep, even on behalf of our agents, we'll have certain campaigns that go out after we close that'll keep them top of mind for the next 3 to 4 years. So the most important thing I think agents can do is still build relationships, whether you're new in the business or not. Like everything in life is relationship based. If I didn't have any type of relationship with you, I wouldn't be here, everything. Right. So I would encourage agents to will just not give up, first of all. But as far as getting buyers in the door, be someone that's going to be of value. What agents don't do, which I would love for them to, and maybe they don't know they're not doing it, but ask for business no matter what. like if I turn down someone, which is very rare, I will still ask, well, okay, you know, we couldn't get your deal done, but we will in a year or two once you clear that bankruptcy or whatever it is. Do you have any friends or family that could use real estate advice? You know, don't keep us a secret. Well, yeah, actually, my homie so and so. Okay, great, cool. But agents should keep asking for the business. Keep asking for the business, no matter what. Keep asking for business, because not everyone. You know, let's say you go to a restaurant and you're like, "Oh my God, this food was amazing." Like, first of all, your tamale that you gave me was one of the best tamales
I gotta have one.
I've ever had. It's
Sorry.
El Salvadorian tamale.
El Salvadorian tamale.
It was so good. And you know, I mean, me being different, I am going to go home and be like, babe, this shit was bomb. I'm probably going to tell like 4 other people about it because that's just how I am. I want everyone to experience the cool shit that I do, like food especially. But not everyone's like that. So you have to plan it in their head. Hey, by the way, I'm here. Oh yeah, you know what? My buddy's trying to buy too. And you were great with me. Just be great with everybody. Be genuine and be great with your buyers, whether you end up doing a transaction with them or not. That's my advice to real estate agents: is be great in knowledge and know what you're doing, or at least fake it, because I'm sure you have a team that knows what they're doing. Be the mouthpiece in, and get them, but just provide value, right? And just let them know that you have their best interests, because I've seen agents in the past, way past, when they're way scandalous, like just give people properties that they thought would be the best property. And then I'd get a phone call like, hey, yeah. I'm like, so what's going on with your home search? Well, they keep giving me 1 or 2 listings, but I'm online and I'm seeing a bunch more. It's like they're just trying to steer towards like and it's like, I don't qualify for that much, So it's like, dude, be genuine, be legit, and be a good person, and you'll get the business. Because people like dealing with people they like, right? But also, though, don't be a dumbass and not know what you're talking about. Because they're some of us are, we're out there, right?
Yeah, we are.
But just know what you're talking about, and you'll get the business, and you'll retain the business.
I think it's what I would tell my agents, man. The same exact thing where, you and I, we talked earlier, we make good money, right? We're in a business that allows us to make good money. But have you earned that money? Right? We're not strippers,
Right.
We don't got the bodies for that.
No.
It's like you start off naked and they pay you to put your clothes back on.
That's what's up.
So, excuse me. And so what I would say is, to your point, you're telling agents to like educate themselves, like know their stuff, right? So become a student of your business.
Absolutely.
I dislike where agents can't formulate their own opinion. It's like, you're the expert, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that sells houses.
We come to you,
right? So you're the expert. How many homes were listed last month in the market? How many went pending? How many went active? What was the percentage? Do you know how to read those charts? And can you articulate the specific market data versus the, let's say, national news data? And can you tear apart an argument from a newscaster for a client to help them understand in our own terms?
That was just a Chat GPT prompt, what you just said, all that.
What do you mean?
You can totally put what you just said into Chat GPT and it'll spit a response. That's how easy
okay.
these things are, right?
Right.
Like nowadays, you can get a hold of all that.
Sure.
But
are you doing it?
But people in our business don't want to go that extra step.
No, man. And that's
dude, that's LOs and agents.
LOs and agents, yes, absolutely, 100%. So it's LOs who don't understand Japanese candlesticks.
Those are fun.
Right? Do you not understand when the jobs reports came out? Right? The fucking adjustments that happened today.
We're going to get a correction, dude, because there's no way in hell all those jobs were created. And we go off of old data with those, by the way.
Right.
So it makes zero sense why market moves on old data.
Right.
and not absolute current data, because then they're just going to adjust in a couple weeks when the current data
Comes out.
is actually reflected. Because I think ADP already was like, nah, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem.
But that's the thing, right? So if you go to Bank of America, if you go to Wells Fargo, you go to, again, most lenders, they're not going to have any fucking idea why the rates moved.
Yeah.
Any idea. All I know is my rates are shit today.
Mm-hmm.
So
So what's going to happen next week, man? It's like,
I don't got a crystal ball.
yeah.
Okay, cool. You're one of those.
Yeah.
And the majority of lenders are that. So it's not just
Right.
agents, right? It's lenders, right? And so as an agent, it's becoming a student of the business and understanding that client, like you said, whether it's now, whether it's later, you have to serve them.
You
and
do.
the money will come,
You do.
right?
There's certain humility you have to have to be a servant.
Mhm.
And my boss, that's the people.
It's a client.
They're my boss.
Yes.
The client's my boss.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even like saying that I am a boss. Like as far as like the title,
You're a boss bitch.
I'm a boss. I'm a boss ass bitch.
It's boss ass bitch, right here.
bitch.
Tramp stamp. Yeah,
Cadillac.
exactly.
But you know what I mean? Because I don't even like that word. I don't like saying, yeah, I'm your boss. Like you'll never hear me say that. But you know, just as far as like, it takes work to do all this.
Yeah.
And people come into the business and they really do think I'm going to make a ton of money by doing the least amount of work.
I had an agent 2 days ago tell me that. He said, someone that worked at Bank of America, was a lender, family member of mine, convinced me and said, hey, all you got to do is just be able to talk and you're going to sell so many houses. He goes, Jesus Christ, was it a rude awakening as soon as I started in the business?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what, like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Well, people
No.
are like, well, you own your own, spot, I mean, I don't own the company. I work for Mark One, but I own my own situation.
Right.
And it's, dude, it's 3 times as much work.
Yeah.
When it's good, you're working at closing. When it's not good, you're working at getting more deals. Either way, you're working a ton because there's no guaranteed paycheck. There's a guaranteed paycheck for everybody under us. There's no guaranteed paycheck for us, though.
Yeah.
So, I don't have, and luckily my wife is super supportive. She doesn't complain when I'm working too much. She really doesn't.
I mean, you're here with me
Yeah, that's right. I am.
on a Friday night.
On a Friday night.
So I think those are really good advice for agents. It's do the right thing, be a student of the business, and also lean on the team, like you said, if you have a team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then on the buyer side, give this guy a call. And, if you're not qualified, he can put something together for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else you want to impart on the audience before we head to the bar and get
just
super lit?
sloshed. Yeah.
Run up $1,000 tab?
I'm down with that. I always do that every weekend, dude. I'll buy a new Rolex.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, the only other advice is if you don't use me, then use him because, we got enough talent in this room right here.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Hey, dude, thanks for having me. We could literally be here another 3
Bro,
hours.
I would keep this going.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We might have to do a part 2.
We will absolutely. We'll get your band on. You
don't want none of that.
No?
If anything, so Bobby still plays because he's a phenomenal singer and a phenomenal guitar player.
I told you I could sing. Like, I look the part, but I might sound like shit. But that's all that matters with singing. It's like you look the part, and that's it.
Well, nowadays I just went to a show and the singer had tracks the whole time, and
Really?
and it was like kind of a metal band,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, dude, really?
Yeah.
Really? Like, you are a great singer, and you're pull the mic away, and
Yeah.
it's like, wow, dude, you're using a track.
Right.
You ass. That's so not metal. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. We'll do it again, man. I appreciate you.
All right. We'll do part 2.
Let me let's see. Yeah, that's it. You look like Adam Tice.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you. We'll get you some more tamales, though.
Please, dude. That was really good.
Yeah. I actually haven't. My mom sent me pictures of them yesterday, or like a day ago, and I'm like, damn, I haven't had one yet.
You got footage of me eating, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, good.
Hell yeah. Let me see if they will left me any. You left your chapstick though. Oh look, it's when you're still on. You can tell them right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, look. Right there.
Focus, focus, focus. Check, check. Okay. Side thought as I'm holding my delicious tamale from George's mother is agents. Get an assistant. You can't do everything. You can't be everywhere at once. You have to have an assistant to help you out, or just make sure whoever you're working for, whatever firm that is, has access to people that can help you. As much as we all want to do it by ourselves, we can't. We're not omnipresent. You can't do everything by yourself. So that's a tip that I think would be very valuable is don't be afraid to ask for help. Get an assistant the second you can. One of my regrets to free up my time is not hiring somebody to help me out earlier in my career. So enjoy, and I'm going to enjoy.
One is too small a number to achieve greatness.
Amen.
It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Here's your chapstick.